Nate, have you seen that the great Greta Thunberg has said that her Gaza flotilla trip thing is not a publicity stunt?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Of course it is.
Everything she does and says is a publicity stunt. I mean, she's not a person of any real weight or gravitas or intellectual or political. She's not a heavyweight in any way. So she's just a stupid little gomhead. So everything she does is a publicity stunt, just an astroturfed publicity stunt. So of course it is. Of course it is. And the thing I would say, one of the things I would say about Greta, the phenomenon of Greta, is that how hasn't she been thrown aside yet? How is she still a thing? How is she still able to sort of garner any headlines or publicity in any way? Shouldn't that all be done with now? We had the period of like the young Greta, the child Greta, where you weren't supposed to be able to say anything negative about her because she's a child. Right? That's a bullshit thing anyway, but all right, fine. Well, she's not now. She's an adult now. She's a grown woman. So can say whatever we want about her. She's a fucking
I don't know, man.
That she's out of her fucking mind. She's a piece of shit. Fuck Greta. And not literally. What a douchebag.
God,
I mean, how is she still a thing? Like, oh, look at her face. Look at it. That's a really bad case of what is it? Infantile alcohol syndrome. What's it called?
Fetal alcohol syndrome.
Fetal alcohol syndrome. That's an acute case. An acute case. Look at the shape of her eyes, the shape of her nose, and that top lip. The distance between the bottom of your nose and your top lip, and a really thin top lip. So her mum was a boozer. Her mum got pissed out of her mind quite a lot while Greta was in the womb. We can say all this now. She's a grown woman. It's not out of order anymore. I wonder if her mum is still on the booze.
We're probably having to deal with Greta every day. I'd be on the booze, wouldn't you? Jesus Christ. Have that as a child. You'd be like, fucking hell.
I hope Greta's mum has got some help, been to AA and stuff. But in the meantime, I don't want to hear from this bitch ever again. Like, I remember there was this time, quite a few years ago now, 5 years ago, maybe more, maybe 10 years ago. I can't remember exactly, but quite a few years ago. There was some little flotilla, whether they were Greenpeace, whether they're pro-Palestinians in some way, some white leftists, Westerners, sailed up to the exclusion zone outside Gaza. And this wasn't even in this recent Palestinian-Israeli conflict. It was in some previous one. And the Israeli Special Forces flew a helicopter over it, and Special Forces dude abseiled down onto the deck of this ship. And the stupid people, unarmed, stupid people, started trying to hit these soldiers, either with their bare hands or something, some little crap they've picked up, some stick or whatever's to hand on deck, and tried to like half-assed, weak-wristed try and hit these soldiers. The soldiers just opened fire on them and killed a few. Because you're in an Israeli military exclusion zone, and these are special forces dudes, paratroopers or whatever the hell they were. And yeah, if you attack them, even if it's just with like a broom handle,
what would you expect to happen?
They're gonna kill you. So, I'm not pro-Israeli, but a word to the wires, life lesson, life tip. Don't goad Israeli soldiers or special forces because they're gonna do something, right?
Yeah,
they're gonna do something. So that's not a good idea. I don't know why. I don't know how she's getting away. How Greta is getting away with all this shit. I don't get it.
I have no idea. I don't even know what. Why is so? It was Laura Koonsberg of the BBC. That was like, oh, there's some criticisms, blah blah blah. She's like, I don't think anyone would risk their life for a publicity stunt.
Really?
Yes, they would. Especially a retard, but yes, they would.
Of course they do. There's people that go out to Israel, Palestine, whatever you want to call it, like Western white liberal people, and they'll go and lay in front of a bulldozer, an Israeli bulldozer, and like the bulldozer will roll over them and mash them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, people totally will give their lives for a little bit of virtue signaling. Yeah, 100%.
It's dumb, but yeah, they've got literally suicidal empathy. Yeah. Speaking while sailing off the Greek coast, she said the flotilla was not just a humanitarian mission, but was also sending a message to people in Gaza that when our governments fail to step up, the people will. What, by sailing a little boat there that will do nothing? And also, remember, these people would kill you, Greta. Like, they would happily throw you off a building. Probably mistake you for a man and just throw you off a building. So, yeah. Well, they wouldn't care if you're a woman, throw you off a building anyway. They hate you. These people hate you. You know, like, everything this woman does is a publicity stunt. Everything. All of it is a publicity stunt. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd.
In the meantime, she's essentially on like a yachting holiday in the Greek islands. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's better than my holiday this year.
Yeah.
She's probably having a great time.
Yeah, it's bloody ridiculous.
I can't believe her spell isn't entirely broken. I remember do you remember when Greta like first came out? It was like literally like a new product. She came out 1 week. There was no Greta Thunberg. No one had ever heard of this child. The next week, she's all over every paper. Like literally within a week, she's speaking before like a group of hand-picked senior politicians. I remember
it was also the UN at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah. I remember like the first week or the second week she came out. She was doing some speech at Portcullis House, and there was loads of senior MPs there, like Michael Gove, who was in government, and he's like looking up at her, like he's like reveres this saint-like figure, like this 14-year-old kid or whatever she was, 15 or whatever it was. Like the whole thing is such an obvious. I hesitate to say psyop because that word gets overused these days, but just completely astroturf bollocks.
Yeah.
And she's still around, still making headlines. That's the mainstream media for you, isn't it? That's the legacy corporate mainstream media. They've got their little thing that they use and they go to, and it still generates clicks, even if they're hate clicks. So they'll keep using it. Sickening.
Yeah.